Guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day so far. It's 9:27 a.m., 3 minutes to the open here on Thursday, Feb 6th. And things are looking interesting here on the daily frame, guys. We have up days on the NASDAQ and the S&P and the Dow with marginal, at least marginal, if not strong bullish bodies on all three. Marginal inside yesterday's range, of course, right now on the NASDAQ, above yesterday's range on the S&P and above yesterday's range on the Dow. So a mixed kind of bullish biased picture coming in. These are the two sisters, guys. 1 minute charts, and we are sitting right in balance here at VWAP on the NASDAQ, and again, just like yesterday, around 2 standard deviations on the S&P after this grind up before the open. We did have some news at 8:30, which was around right about here. You can see the bit of a reaction pulling back to balance or VWAP and then rallying up here, but we are going to wait and see what this open range will give us when we get there. This, by the way, guys, and I just showed this to my various groups, is the Asian open range, 1 minute open range, and this is the UK 1 minute open range. You'll notice the bottom of that open range is identical, and now we're going into the New York open range. So this will just continue through despite the big deviations from both of those ranges here in Asia and in the UK. So it could be interesting again here on the open in New York. Daily, guys, there's that up day with a marginal bullish body on the NASDAQ. This is the 30-minute and the 1 minute chart. Let's take a look at a closer version of the 30-minute chart like I like to do, guys. There's yesterday's price action. Narrower range in Asia, expanding range in the UK. There's an overlap here, of course, and an exploding range in New York, something we see virtually every day. Here's the narrow range of Asia overnight, expanding range in the UK. We could put a little marker here for a zone, guys, but you can just see that that is a place where prices were rejected and kind of moved up here. The more important zone being here, of course, in the New York session, which spurred this continued up move in the afternoon. So now, guys, we are open. This is the first 30-minute candle, of course, starting in the New York session. There's the beginning of the open range. So again, almost identical open range, no matter where this finishes, as the UK and Asia. I'm going to delete those markers so we can keep things nice and clean here and just focus on the New York session. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart so we can watch this thing unfold, dropping on the S&P and dropping on the NASDAQ. As usual, guys, I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to jump on anything. I'm not going to chase. Just going to let some structure show up and give us a little bit more direction, potentially. The 1 minute open range is complete. Dropping now below the open range in this 30-minute range. So you can see that we kind of had this impulse move down here, guys, and you can think of this as a corrective and potentially continuing down here. We now have a bearish body forming on the daily, perhaps rejecting the move above the high of yesterday in this biggest of all three sessions, the New York session. They might have a different idea than what the UK and Asian participants had here earlier today. Just gonna let this unfold. Just playing around here, guys, inside the open range, nothing to do. I'll just put you on pause here, guys, and let things play out here for a bit until we get some structure, and I'll bring you back. All right, guys, we're back, pushing up here on the NASDAQ. All of a sudden, 944. No news scheduled for 9:45. There's the 9:45 candle pushing up. Not doing anything yet. Interesting to see if we can get back up here. Well, we are now back up here above yesterday's range. I won't be chasing this, guys. Back to the two sisters. So you can see that the S&P, of course, is exhibiting the same moves on these two last candles, but in bearish configuration and inside the open range. That's okay. Now this could be seen as a break and a retest, guys. I'm not feeling it yet. I am still watching this. You see the weakness here, pulling back to VWAP. I do like the strength of these two shift candles, but I'm not feeling like there's any energy here to power this thing higher. Of course, there could be. So I have a close eye on this, guys. If I see some support forming here at VWAP, I may consider a long. Otherwise, nope. And the candles have to form in the right way too, and I hope that makes some sense. All right, guys, buy stop order right there. My indicator was upside down. I'm in, guys. I am in. Apologize for that. My indicator was upside down, the marker, but you saw the entry there. And now it's the waiting game, and I'll show you why I entered all of a sudden. This will be a market open play, break and retest. Definitely no guarantees on this one, guys. Pretty lackluster behavior here. But I think this is worth a coin toss, given this space to travel, and of course this. So you might be looking at this zone here, guys. I'm not overly concerned about it. This is an Asian zone, right? It's not a powerful, important zone. In fact, if we go over here, there is nothing. There actually is nothing over here in the New York session. That is clean traffic from New York several sessions ago. No, all zones are not created equal, and I talk about that a lot. And target 1 has been hit, guys, and so the 1 hour all or nothing trader has left the game with full profitability, and the 2 hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has moved their stop to break even because we hit 1 hour. And so now it's the 1.5 hour and 2 hour all or nothing traders hanging around to see if they can make some money too. And we've pulled all the way back here, guys, to my initial entry, and so the 2 hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has been stopped out, and it looks like we might come all the way back, and these two models might take a charge today. We'll see. So why am I long here, guys? Hopefully it's fairly self-explanatory. We have an up day with a bullish body at the time of entry, of course. So bullish on the daily, energy and torque. We have a fairly lackluster looking 30-minute chart, but pressed down, pressed up, and then pulled back to the open range. And with space to travel in here. A fairly weak Asian zone here that was tested again in the UK. And then of course the massive volume here on the New York Open to power things higher. We gyrated around, we did a tug of war, we had 2 big shift candles. All of a sudden the buyers came in and said, we're going higher. We had a fairly orderly pullback, and then a rejection wick, guys, inside the open range, pulling back to the 21, which you know I like to see. 9 above the 21, EMAs both rising, so on the proper side of the EMAs and above open range, right? So bullish daily turning into a bullish 30-minute in range and above the open range with all those other qualifiers. Again, no guarantees here, guys. The 1 hour all or nothing trader has already left with full profits. The 2 hour move stop to break even at 1 hour is out break even, so no loss and no win. And now we're waiting to see. But this is looking weaker here all of a sudden, and it's fairly typical of this boot camp behavior, brutal price action for day traders of late. And but we'll see what we can do here. And there it is, guys. So stopped out on those 2 models. So the final tally, guys, is the 1 hour all or nothing, fully profitable. The 2 hour move stop to break even, out break even, and the 1.5 hour all or nothing, and the 2 hour all or nothing took a 1 hour routine charge or routine expense on this. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have an amazing day, and we will talk to you soon.
Stick to the plan, Star's voice in my head. Every move calculated, no fear or dread. Trading with precision like a hunter in the night. I'm ready for the fight.